close?
I'm going to come right under.
Since when?
I can hear the machines.
Of course you can't.
Building a labyrinth. A huge labyrinth for the crowds.
Not under here, they're not. Wait till near the sea, they would flood. And look, it's past 9 o'clock. Even if they were down there, they would have gone home to the camp for their tea now, wouldn't they?
But they don't have any tea. They have a lump of bread. This big. A lump of moldy bread.
How do you know?
Everybody knows.
You ever been down to that camp to watch them eat?
Of course not.
Well then, come at me with these orders.
I can't.
Why not?
I'm in an enchantment.
Well, that's marvelous. Short spam sugar. It's dwarves you hear down there working in their gold mines.
Are you afraid of them, Miss Lake?
Those men? Of course not.
I am.
Why?
They got faces like ghosts.
Well, don't think about them. I'm sure I never do.
I saw one in the lake when it was getting dark. All pale and bony. You never see them by themselves, but this one was alone. He said something in foreign.
Nonsense.
I had a sandwich in my pocket, so I threw it at him and ran away. I looked over my shoulder and he was on his knees in front of it. His mouth open, horrible in the dark, like a big O.
Well, they got no business talking to you. Tinkers and sodomites from all over Europe.
Do you know what he was wearing under his jacket?
What?
A coal sack. The wicked blackness down there. I imagine it nights. Miles of broken rock and water dripping on their heads. I can hear them shouting in my dreams, all falling through the earth. And when they collapse or die, the crowd just shove them in the concrete, bury them in the walls. Do you know that?
Rubbish.
If you climb up in the barn, you can see their camp and they
No, you can't. Get off the floor.
I don't want to.
Why not?
Well, I've made something.
What?
A square of power.
Where?
I'm lying in it, aren't I?
Oh, don't make me laugh.
Whoever's in it should be compelled to take off their clothes and dance.
Oh, you little devil. Come on then, strip off. Let's see you dancing.
Well, I don't have to. I made it, didn't I?
Square of power, you
What?
clown. A square of power don't mean a thing.
It does.
Move over, let's see if I strip off.
Well, you won't, will you? You know about it taking the pendulum now.
A square of power.
Stop laughing at me.
A circle is power, not a square. A circle.
Oh, what's that?
All the power, and that's going to seep out the corners.
Is it?
Of course it is. Shula, spam,
I hate this house.
oh, sweet.
What would Miles say if he knew there were krauts living there?
Well, now,
What would Miles say if he knew you were selling them food? What if he knew that Mummy went out with that captain?
Miles isn't here. He doesn't know what it's like. And if he was here, he'd be doing the same as us. Coping. Your mother never went out with anyone. Where did you hear that?
I'm not stupid.
Well, she was friendly with Captain Riker, but she never went out with him. And he's gone now, hasn't he? I know we've lost the big house, but we're luckier than some. We've got officers living up there, not scum. And we've got this lovely little place. There's nothing wrong with it.
It hasn't even got a bloody toilet.
Watch your mouth. Why don't you rub that mess off?
It's not a mess. It's a square of power.
Hey!
Hi.
I need you!
I'm busy.
There's a man somewhere on the beach who's unconscious and I need you to help me. Come on.
What are you talking about?
He's dying and I need you to help me.
Well, who is he?
I don't know.
Well, what's he wearing?
Nothing. It looks as though he's been in the sea. I think he must have crawled up on the beach.
Oh, well, the beach is a minefield down there.
No, can you imagine? For him to survive the minefield and die because he's cold. We have to help him. Come on.
You expect me to go with you just like that?
Yes.
Well, he'll be one of them foreigners, isn't he, from the camp?
He's dying.
Well, I'm sorry, but I think you should leave her alone. I know it sounds hard, but you can't go around helping those people. You just can't. He'll be some kind of pole or something, eaten up with disease.
Don't believe it.
I'm sorry for the man, truly I am. But he's probably dead by now anyway, and he shouldn't be your trouble.
I'm not leaving him.
Well, then go up the Hermitage and get the crab salad.
I'll come.
No, you're supposed to be in bed.
I'll get back out.
You will not.
Wait, something's not around me.
mine would do the same. You know the penalty for helping those men. There's signs up everywhere.
I know.
One word. Death. A woman from Cattell complained about the screaming she heard from the camp, and they tortured her.
No, you didn't.
And those people who had one hiding in the house sent them to a camp in Europe. The whole family. And when you get this naked corpse, what are you going to do with it? Because you can't bring it here.
Of course I can.
Well, it's not your house.
It's not yours either. I can't leave it like a nightmare.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Besides, so from the camp, he hasn't got a mark on him.
Oh, a deserting craftsman.
He might be English.
A suicide.
What if he's
Let's
English?
go.
Would you condemn him? You saw that plane come over the bay this morning. It could be him. Would you condemn him? A pilot like Miles?
How dare you! How dare you take that girl out! You're the coward, you bloody cockney! Ooh. Madness. Ooh. You're the coward girl. Afraid of the bloody pigs, afraid to pluck the fowl. When he comes back from you, he's gonna sling you right out because you don't even know him. Huh. What's this now? Power back on just to torment us when we're about to go to bed. Spam, coffee, sugar. Oh no. Oh, don't bring him back. Oh, don't bring him back. Oh, you can't bring him back. Oh, dear. Oh!
Hello, Margaret.
Oh,
This is Major Von Foods. He's new to the Channel Island, and we must do our very best to make him feel welcome.
Hello, good evening.
He's taken over for our dear Captain Riker. And he doesn't speak a word of English. He's a buffoon.
Hello.
You see how cozy we've made things here, Major? Hard to think we've only been here a week. House nice?
Yeah, very nice.
We've managed to squeeze in here more comfortably than I thought. Of course, the bathroom facilities are proving quite the rural adventure. I'm Cognac.
Cognac, yeah, very nice. Thank you.
You should try to be more careful. A fool could tell what you've been doing.
well, I didn't know you were going to bring him back.
Well, he insisted, you bloody stupid woman.
You've got to get rid of him.
No, I've got to find out if he knows where they sent Riker.
Not tonight, the cockney's gone running.
How will this man buy from us anyway? What's he going to do?
Sardines in brine, yum.
Mrs. Lake has been collecting tirelessly for the church bazaar.
Get rid of him.
No.
I mean it.
Margaret, put Estelle to bed, would you? Major, I hope that your officers have been enjoying the Heritage Manor. Thank you for letting us take our little bric-a-brac before kicking us out. Cognac?
Thank you.
It belonged to Riker, but I don't think that he'll mind. He's gone for good, hasn't he? Still here, Mrs. Lake? Have the ghost of the Hermitage been bothering you at all? I do hope so. My family is one of the oldest on the island, so there are plenty of them. My maiden name is Lascal. My family goes back to the 10th century. My ancestors invaded Great Britain with William the Conqueror. What about your ancestors? Tyrolean goat herders, perhaps? Light me a ciggy, would you? Ein cigarette bit von Major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Siggy, yeah.
Thank you. How suave. Really, I'm powerless in your sway. Are you married? Do you cheat on your wife with prostitutes? Is she ugly too? My husband was ugly. There's no shame in it. He's been dead for 5 years and I don't miss him at all. I married a pig. Of course I had to. I was pregnant with another man's child. My son is 26 now and so handsome it hurts to look at him. He flies a plane for the RAF and he's going to die in the war, I know it. Such rain. There's an ashtray over there. Ashtray for flicking the ashes? Can you fetch it, please?
Ashenbecken, ashtray, yes.
My son's name is Miles. Shall I tell you a little secret? I love him. He went away for 3 years and came back right before the war, married, and he chose just the kind of a girl that he knew that I would hate. A little Cockney madam and a Jew to boot. Well, this certainly has turned out to be a pleasant evening. I just so enjoyed watching that tiny piece of veal that you had stuck to your lip. Nice food?
Yeah, very nice.
Of course, I would do almost anything for a meal these days. I so detest the taste of spam. But these are hard times. Of course, you are a powerfully attractive man. It's rare that I encounter someone with such an erotic charge. I hope you don't take this too personally, but is the rest of you as shiny as your face? How do you keep up that lustrous gloss? I wonder if I could manage it. No, I'd either have to be drunk or insane. How do you get your name, Major? Von Funtz, it sounds like flatulence. Where does it come from, Von Funtz, your name?
Ah, 29 October.
Oh, I can see that we're going to be fast friends. So where have they sent Riker? Is he in Russia?
Captain Riker, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that you find that hilarious. We were lovers, but I'm sure you knew that. I'm sure that you think that you're here to take his place. Fantastic. Lucky little me.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
Roll me over in the clover, yeah?
Oh dear.
Down the hatch.
Yes. Hitler's done a lot for your country, don't you think? A lot of people think so. A lot of people will be sad when you go, especially the women. Guernsey men can be such pigs, you know, and you're a very handsome race. Most of you. Some of you look like goblins.
Thank you.
Most of us can differentiate between a German and a Nazi. Germans are acceptable in a dull Teutonic sort of way, but you're a Nazi, I can tell. Riker taught me a lot about the Nazis. He said in general there are 3 kinds. The fanatic, quite mad and therefore worthy of serious respect. The sycophant, who would probably follow orders to shoot his own mother. And the intellectual, bright enough to know what's going on, but just brutal enough not to care. What kind are you, Major?
I must be of the 4th kind, Miss Paquette.
I see. What kind is that?
He sits on a pale horse. His name is Death, so to speak. I have had a wonderful time this evening. You are very charming.
Thank you.
Is it true you slept with Riker? I didn't know. You must forgive me for my rude behavior and my most unfortunate name, Von Funtz. It comes from a very small town north of Munich.
How nice.
My mother and father, they ran a school for rich children. Not much time for herding of goats. They were very cultured. They never dressed me in leather clothing. I never married. Never met the right woman. If I did, I would have loved her till death devoured me. There. I've answered most of your questions. Now you can answer some of mine. You said you would do anything for a good meal. What did you mean?
Well, nothing.
What did you mean by my lustrous gloss?
I didn't mean anything.
You said you'd have to be drunk or insane. To do what exactly?
I'm sorry, Major, I don't remember saying that.
Come now, Miss Paquette, let's be honest. I loves the truth. I have erotic charge for you. You make a joke, but behind joke is truth. You want to touch me, is that what you meant?
I suppose it's too late for an apology.
I'm not asking for an apology.
I would need my polish and a cloth.
Did you think I was going to hit you?
No,
You must have thought you deserved it in your heart.
no,
Natural reaction? Your husband was a violent man?
no.
But he was pig.
Your English is quite good, Major.
Not really, I don't speak a word.
Why did you stop me from talking? I would have told you everything eventually.
Was there more to say?
Perhaps you were trying to save me from myself?
I was becoming bored.
That is a danger when you don't understand the language.
I can see why Riker was so taken with you. You must have had him in the palm of your hand. Do you know what his job was?
I had an idea.
It is to be my job too. Did he ever talk about it?
Of course not.
Did you ever ask him?
I wasn't interested.
Everyone is interested, Miss Burkett. Everyone acts as though the camps don't exist. But in reality, they are starving to know all about them. Have you ever been to a labor camp?
No.
All of life is there. Humanity in its extremes. My job is to liaise between the work unions and the military. I've gained a deep, almost religious understanding of humanity in these camps. Our camps are small and dull, but I was rather happy to be given the post. It certainly is warmer than Poland.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. As I sailed past the islands, I thought to myself, what a shame that Homer lives so far away to sing over the praises. Everything is here. This place is a haven. Luscious gardens, beautiful antique churches, everything the poet needs for inspiration. Do you think I would fit in?
I'm afraid not.
Why?
I don't think you would fit in anywhere, do you?
You really are the most insulting woman I've ever met. So here's the truth. It is a privilege. So, how many people knew that you were married because you were pregnant with another man's child?
One,
Your husband never know?
and never will.
Your son?
I said I loved him.
Whatever happened to his wife? The Jew.
When the war became imminent, she disappeared. Went to England on a boat full of cowards. I haven't seen her since. We were never close.
Have you been trading on the black market long?
Since the start of the war. Are you going to arrest me?
No.
Then perhaps we could drop the subject.
You make much money?
I don't think that that's any of your business.
I could make it my business.
Then arrest me.
Not yet.
Why not?
I was hoping that we could become, that you and I might. I have seen so many things in this war. Things that made me ill to my soul.
Oh dear.
You are so rude. You was the first woman I've met to be so true and forthright. I'm hoping that we can become very close.
So I have a choice.
There's always a choice in human relations. I would like to see you standing there, naked, in the light, Jean Pascal.
Is that an order?
Is poetry. You are the one who sees me as I am, and yet you laugh, Jean Pascal. Do you dislike poetry?
Bad poetry, yes.
Blasted by sighs, surrounded by truth, hither I come to seek the spring. At mine eye, and at my ears, receive such balms which else cure everything. Stop.
Mummy!
Estelle!
Hello, good evening. Well, I hope we haven't shocked the young lady.
Of course we have.
I would think that she would be used to seeing her mother in various stages of undress.
Get out!
Well, I would love to stay and chat with her, find out why she's out 2 hours after curfew, but another time. My bedroom at the Hermitage is the one with the paneled walls and the great view of the sea. The that yours?
It was my husband's. I hope he haunts you.
Does he haunt you?
We wanted to apologise for being out after curfew. There was a sick cow in the top field, and I asked Estelle to come with me to hold the torch. I'm sure it should have waited.
Lillian, get Estelle and go to bed.
Jean, introduce us.
Lillian, this is Major Von Foons. Major Von Foons, this is Lillian Beckett.
Ah, hello, sister of Jean.
Yes.
No, I'm her daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law. Wife of son Miles. Flies plane.
That's right.
Very nice. Is cow better?
It's fine.
I have a look. I know many sick cow facts.
Thanks, but Estelle and I got awful wet in the rain. We'd rather want to dry off and go to bed now.
Well, rather dry off. Yes. Good evening. Enchanted. You are an oracle of truth.
There aren't any cows on this farm, Lillian.
I know, I meant to say pig, sick pig.
He's going to find out.
I meant to say pig, and cow just popped out before I could.
Where's Estelle?
She's in the barn.
What the hell is she doing out at this time of night, Lillian?
Mrs. Beckett, there is a sick man outside, and I'm going down to bring him in.
What?
I thought Meg would have told you.
What do you mean? What sick man?
I found him on the beach. He's freezing to death, and I need to bring him in.
Who is he?
I don't know. He hasn't spoken. He's got no clothes on, nothing to identify him with. Estelle's in the barn now, covering him with straw to keep him warm, but he will die soon if we don't help him.
You left my daughter alone in a barn with a naked man?
I put a coat round him.
My God, Lillian!
No, he could be English. You saw that plane go down over the bay. It could be him. 4 drowned British have washed up on this beach this year.
That plane went down at 8 o'clock in the morning into the dark, cold sea. Be serious, Lillian. If they catch him, they'll shoot us.
Nobody saw us bringing him.
Don't you know what danger you're putting yourself in? Don't you know the position that you're putting yourself in if they were to find you here?
What do you mean?
If they found out what you are, Lillian?
How come? No one knows except you.
Why did you drag Estelle into this?
Mike wouldn't help me. I had to help him, Mrs. Beckett.
Why?
He looks like Mars.
All right, you can help him. But if he dies, I want you to throw him back into the sea where he came from. Living or dead, I want him gone before it's bright. I don't want my daughter seeing him. Leave the ground open and swallow me. Naked man. Be kidding me.
Put him over by the fire.
He made a noise.
When?
At the barn. Like a buck. An egg in his mouth.
That's good.
Then he peeked up.
Oh.
All salt water and stuff.
Oh.
Oh, and he moaned something, but I couldn't tell what language.
So run upstairs and grab all the blankets you can find, and all the pillows off my bed, and the spare eiderdown, and bring in some clothes to wear. We've got to get him warm.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to make him drink something. Stop gulping, Estelle, get the blankets. Drink. Come on, drink. You're some alone out of the darkness. Don't die, Bill. Babe. saw your mum with that major. What were they? I mean, you looked like you'd seen a ghost.
So,
What were they doing?
nothing.
So you just got a fright.
All this hate came up and blew up my throat.
Had you seen him before?
No, I just hate him. He's got cuts on his legs.
Oh, I must have hit them on the rocks.
Must be barbed wire in the sea.
I don't like this, Estelle. He's too still.
He's just sleeping. Isn't he?
No, he's hardly breathing.
Move him over there.
Right.
It'll help him. It's on the square power.
All right. Yes. What are you doing?
I'm warming him with my body heat. I'm going to save his life and put the blankets over us.
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
It's not what you do.
That's how you save people in the Alps.
How do you know?
I read it.
We should be doing something.
Put him on his side so if he pukes over in the night, he won't choke on it.
Right.
Lily. These girls were on a skiing trip from the Swiss finishing school. When an avalanche blocked their routes, they hugged each other all night to stay warm. There was once a stuck-up girl who wouldn't touch anybody, so she went off by herself. Soon she found herself sinking deeper into the snow, and all she wanted to do was sleep and sleep. In the morning, the others were rescued, but the stuck-up girl was frozen in a block of ice.
Right.
Because that's what happens when you die of cold. You sink deeper into the snow, and if no one's there to warm you up with their body heat like your friends or St. Bernard, you sink deeper inside yourself into a land of dreams. Eventually, a spirit leaves, and your body floats up to the firmament. It's gonna get all over me now.
What?
If he pukes, changing sides. What are you doing?
Same as you. What do you think?
He smells of the sea, doesn't he?
Yes.
How long do you think he was in there?
I don't know.
Can we call him something?
If you like, we could call him George, after the king.
Gabriel.
Why do you want to call him that?
It's my favorite name.
Why?
Wake up, Gabriel.
You should go to bed.
No,
You should have been asleep hours ago.
I don't want to.
You can't, Estelle.
Why not? He's not going to die. You know he won't.
I promised your mother.
Lily, please.
You have to go.
It's not fair. Nobody ever lets me do anything.
Come on, Estelle.
Everybody hates me.
Lake seems to think that I should talk to you. I don't see the point. It's so uninspiring talking to the dead. So when the time comes, would you rather be buried or cremated? Because you see, if it was up to me, I would just throw you back into the sea where you came from. It's not my cruelty that I'm afraid of, it's my cowardice. I can't sleep with you in my house. I'm having nightmares. I want you gone. Sorry, boy, poor boy.
I made him some soup.
I don't suppose he'll eat it.
No.
Then why bother?
He might like the taste of it on his lips.
It's a waste.
My kitchen, my soup. Hello, my darling Mrs. Lake. Have you been talking to him?
No,
You should talk to him.
I don't suppose he'll understand.
That's not the point. He needs friendly voices.
Does he?
Friendly voices help.
How do you know?
I brought him out of that fever, didn't I?
That fever that would have killed him. Drugs brought him out of that fever, Margaret. Black market drugs that I paid for.
There now, my lamb. You're going to do Mrs. Lake a favor, aren't you? You're going to eat all the soup she made for you.
I'm such a fear, Margaret. Such a fear. I can't sleep. And when I do sleep, I have these ghastly nightmares. So vivid. So vivid, I feel like there's blood on my hands, Margaret.
There now. Some lovely mashed swede and a bit of chopped up spam.
Don't you tell me to shut up, Margaret. I pay your wages.
That market pays my wages. I didn't want him to hear such things. Such things will trouble him.
If he's troubled, Margaret, perhaps it's because you're trying to asphyxiate him with soup.
Is the cat? There's a bunch of crowds outside the hermitage. That matron from the other night, she's holding on to Estelle.
Why? What has she
I
done?
don't know.
Margaret, get your coat!
I'll stay here and watch him.
No, I'll watch him.
He's having his soup.
What are you doing with it?
Sustenance.
No, he can't eat that.
This is healthy, wholesome food.
Margaret, I need you with me. Please don't leave my side, Margaret.
Feed him that soup.
You must be joking.
Well, then it's your fault if he dies.
I saved his life.
Bah.
Wicked old bag. What's she done to you? There. This is what happens when I leave you. I'm sorry. I had to get some sleep. There they go. Flying up the lane on their bloody broomsticks. It's already been 8 miles long, this island. I can cycle round it in half a day. I've grown to hate it, Gabriel. I hate every rock. I want to smash every stupid little garden and pretty little house. I have such a useless life here. Up to my ankles in chicken shit, growing veg for them to flog to the crowds. If I was in London or France or anywhere, I could be doing something. I miss Bella, do you? You were so pale. I thought you were quartz. You scared me. I was out celebrating my anniversary in minefields. 3 years to the day since I came here as a bride. Guernsey's one of the island jewels of Europe, he'd say. They'll love you there. Then he'd look at me and he'd laugh. God, what is that? When we came here, I shouldn't tell you this. Lily's my Jew girl. First thing he said. Then he gave me this great, long kiss right in front of her. It was almost like, still. How many months I have with him? That's all. I can hardly remember it now.
safe?
Yes. Me and the people who live here.
Did I say anything?
No. You weren't able. You've been ill for 3 days, unconscious. We thought you were going to die, Gabriel. It's a miracle.
What did you call me?
Gabriel,
Thought you didn't know my name.
we made it up. We had to call you something.
Gabriel.
My sister-in-law chose it. She's only 12.
I can't remember anything. I don't know what I look like. I have no memory of myself at all.
But there's a mirror here.
I don't know who this is.
You should rest. You're alive. You survived. Give yourself time.
Yes.
Rest and think. Any image in your head, any picture at all, no matter how small, hold on to it. And the rest will follow. I know it will.
Falling.
What?
Darkness. Falling.
You remember falling? Well, I expect you got out of your plane, got your parachute off in the sea.
No. Falling.
Don't know what you mean.
No plane. No parachute. I was free. Why were you crying?
I wasn't crying. I'm not like that, Gabriel.
Not like what?
I never cry. Would you like something to eat?
Yes, I'm hungry.
Good. I'll make you some food.
Tell me your name again.
Lily.
Thank you.
Mummy, she's coming.
What's happened?
Mummy's going to mend me.
Estelle, what have you done?
Hide me, she's coming.
Get in the cupboard. I'll see if I can pull it down.
You've got to take this.
What's this?
It's his.
Whose?
The Major's.
You did not.
I did. I stole it. It's his diary. He can destroy a person when you know the secrets.
Estelle, it's in German.
Is it?
Of course it is. He's a crowd, isn't he?
I didn't check.
And he's going to come looking for it.
Let me in.
Now he's going to come.
Let me in.
Bloody hell.
Where is she?
Who?
Estelle.
I don't know.
I saw her come in here.
No, you can't. What's she done?
She has embarrassed me.
Oh dear.
Just wait till I get my hands on her. I'll murder her of all the stupid games to play.
Give me a drink, quick.
You're just too fat, that's what's wrong with
Oh,
you.
don't. I need a drink.
Margaret, I should have never taken you with me. You are a liability.
You were damn glad I was there. You're scared of that man.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'd be scared of him.
I'm not.
Is he coming here?
No.
Good.
He was going to, but I put him off. I'd a prostitute myself.
How?
I offered to show him around the Neolithic tombs.
Well, that's not so bad, is it?
You take him then. You spend the afternoon with that reptile.
This is the cat. What's happening?
Estelle has been breaking in over there.
Pardon.
She's been haunting them. She's been breaking into the hermitage and haunting them.
Why?
It's her plan, she says, to get the place back. Utterly ridiculous. I'm so ashamed.
What's she been doing?
Oh, you know, banging doors into empty rooms, picking things up just as soon as they set them down.
She put a blood stain in the morning room.
No.
Every time they clean it up, she puts it back.
It's gone on for 3 days, and every time they catch up with her, she starts shouting bloody rubbish like bloody Joan of Arc.
What did they do?
They laughed.
So they thought it was funny?
I said they laughed, Lily, and it's not the same thing.
But they took it well. They really thought they had a ghost.
Oh, you could hand it to her. She was clever. She really picked on that clockwork monkey major. She put dead mice all over his floor from every trap in the house.
Little savage was carving words in the paneling on the wall.
Oh.
Wrote, "You're in your coffin."
They won't forgive it,
You're in your coffin.
or forget it.
Huh.
I'm an idiot. She's with that madman.
No,
isn't she?
no,
I'm going up!
No, you can't. He's awake.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
You can't go up. He doesn't know who you are.
So, Sleeping Beauty wakes. Is he English or German?
He's English. I should bring him this food. I told him I'd only be a minute.
So who is he, Lillian? What's his story?
No, he hasn't got one, as a matter of fact.
Of course he's got one.
He's lost his memory.
Oh, how convenient.
It's not his fault.
He doesn't remember anything.
Nothing. Not even his name. I expect after all he's been through, it's probably the shock, isn't it?
But he strikes you as perfectly sane.
Yes.
Thank God he's not going to die here. He's alive and awake, so now thank goodness we can get rid of him. Now, Margaret, go down to the
You
village
can't
and...
get rid of him just like that.
I can, and I will. He can walk away, Margaret, on 2 feet, and he's going to go this afternoon.
I want to see him first.
No, you'll disturb him.
Oh, of course I won't disturb him. He's my boy.
Oh, please, Margaret, we've done our bit. We've saved his life. Now, please just go down to the village and talk to the coven and...
Who am I supposed to ask? They don't trust you. They don't like you. Who am I supposed to ask?
But you know people, Margaret. You know everybody. See if someone in your coven will take him. Margaret, please, I beg of you. I need him out of my house. Please, Margaret.
Shame on your soul.
Mrs. McKeesport, if you could only just talk to him, then I think that you could...
Lillian, just please get him ready to go.
Gabriel!
Did you think you would get away with
I
it?
want to see him!
You little...
Gabriel!
Did you think if you hid long enough, I would forget? That's the end of it. That's the end of your freedom. From now on, you will not leave this yard! Oh, how could you be so stupid? These are Nazi officers that are being played with or toyed with.
They took our house!
They are the occupying power. They can take any damn thing they bloody well please.
Please stop.
How could you be so stupid? Do you think he's just going to forget?
I don't know.
Do you?
I don't know.
Do you?
No.
He's not, Estelle. He's going to pay. So now, because of you, I have to spend the whole afternoon with that twisted deathhead showing him around the bloody ruins! How could you be so stupid? You know what's at stake here,
I wanted
Estelle!
to do something
It's
great.
not a fault. I put her up to it.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry for disturbing your peace. I'd come to speak with the little lady. How is sick cow?
Oh, much better, thank you. It's gone back to its proper owner now. We were watching over it while he had a new roof put on over his barn, but it's gone now.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, Major, how nice to see you again. Come in. Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thank you. I would like to have a word with the little lady.
I'm afraid that you've picked a bad time, Major. You'll have to call back later.
Forgive me, but I would like to speak with her now, alone.
I've already said sorry.
I'm not looking for an apology. In fact, I find them to be tedious. In fact, I know the truth. You are not sorry at all.
I am.
Only that you were caught. In my more detached moments, I must admit that I find what you did to be quite spirited, if I may make such a pun. And rather funny, don't you agree, Jean?
No.
It's always good fun to torment someone who is sleeping.
She has already been punished, Major, as you can see.
Punishment has never been an attractive ethic with me, ladies, for the simple fact that it does not work. If a person does not truly think they've committed an offense, no amount of punishment will make them feel that crime. As we often find out, it is the innocent who are punished, while the guilty go free. No. Punishment only makes for a martyr.
Gabriel, what are you doing out of bed?
I heard crying.
Major, this is my nephew, Gabriel Lascal. He's recovering from the flu.
Are you all right? Are you hurt?
Gabriel, this is Major von Thoots of the German army.
How do you do?
Very nice pleasure, yes.
Deutsch. Eigentlich sind auch Deutsch und Englisch sprachverwandt. Manche sind der Meinung, dass Deutsch hart klingt, aber ich finde, es ist eine bestimmte Ausdruckskraft und Schönheit ganz für sich. Es ist die Sprache dunkler Wälder und kalter Winter, Die Sprache eines schaffenden Volkes. Natürlich offenbart sich die deutsche Seele wahrhaftig in deutscher Musik.
Und is die Britten, wie leerst dat?
Da haben Sie wohl recht.
Toevoegingen, Deutsch, helles Kerl.
Tatsächlich.
Wenn hem een Salvan accent kan is pure.
Oh,
Gabriel is my brother's boy from Torteval. He's been recovering from a very high fever. The air on this part of the island is so much better. His parents simply insisted that he come.
am I really your brother's boy?
Of course you are, dear.
Then you know who I am.
Of course I do. You've just been so ill. Your parents have been so worried. Lillian, perhaps you should take him upstairs.
Come on, I made you this food.
Thank you. Warum tragen die eigentlich diese Uniform?
Ik in Deutsch.
Ich folgte nein.
Is lieven, Boss, Galabet.
Schick ist sie ja.
Dat is schon.
Gabriel?
Sorry. Excuse me.
He's just been so ill. Really, it was touch and go for a while, Major.
You know, he was asking me about my uniform. He did not
Really?
recognize it.
Well, I'm sure the fever's gone to his head. He didn't recognize me at first either, so.
Extraordinary. He was speaking to me about his love of German music, how it illuminates the German soul. Tell me, what does he do for a living?
He works on his father's farm.
A man of his education. He speaks German like a native.
Oh, well, the war, you see, has rather clipped his wings. He was educated at Oxford, specializing in modern languages. But then with the war, he was stranded here. A shame, really. He wanted to be a pilot, an RAF pilot like my son Miles. But then the war happened and he was stranded, you see. Yes, he broke his leg. Yes, yes, falling off a horse in a cliff's path, you see. And then he was stranded here and he had to farm because he refused to work for the enemy. So then he was farming vegetables. It used to be carnations and orchids, but sadly, Major, demand has dropped.
May I see his papers?
Oh, certainly. They are with his father in Torteval. Why don't I have Mrs. Lake fetch them for you while we are sightseeing? Would that be convenient?
I love when you lie to me, Jean. Every word excites me, especially when I know you are capable of such truth.
That is the truth. He's my cousin Gabriel from Torteval, and if you don't believe it, you can jump off the earth.
Oh, it's the poltergeist.
What do you want from her, Major?
I have discovered she has taken something from my room.
I haven't taken anything.
She says she hasn't taken anything.
She is lying. Where could she have learned such behavior?
I'm sorry, Major. I cannot leave you alone with her.
What do you think I will do? Hit her? I have never hit a child.
I will just be in my room. I'll just be in my room. You only have to call.
You know what I want.
No,
Come now, you little phantom. You have a book of mine.
no, I don't.
I would like it back.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Don't waste my time, please.
I haven't got it.
I'm asking you kindly to return it.
I can't, can I?
That book is my only friend. I am a very lonely man.
I haven't got it.
Estelle, I am warning you. You are in very deep trouble. There's a road I could take you down. Where this road ends, you have no idea.
You can't do anything to me. I'm a child and it's against the law.
There is something you don't yet comprehend about war. You see, whoever is winning, that is us. Can do whatever they like. War is governed by force and chaos, not the law. This is a real war, Esther, not some stupid game you've made up in your head. Over is the water. Millions of people are dying. Force and chaos are terrible masters. I have killed people. Yes. An ordinary man like myself. If you knew me before the war, you would say, Von Funtz. He's a good guy, good old chap. But imagine, now I could kill you. There is no justice. If you were a little Polish girl or a Jew, I would take you outside right now and shoot you in the back of the head. And no one would say a word.
Maybe you just lost it.
Did you give it to your sister-in-law?
No.
Perhaps you did. Perhaps I should take her outside and shoot her.
She hasn't done anything.
She is cunning mind behind you. I heard her say so
She
herself.
was lying.
So are you. Do you know what I keep in that book? There are no state secrets or Nazi plans. It's poetry. I am a poet. Does that surprise you? I hardly think you're going to bring down the Third Reich with my book of poems.
I haven't got it.
Why do you lie to me?
I'm not lying.
What about your handsome cousin? Has he got my book?
No.
How about your mummy? Does she have it?
No.
Perhaps you don't trust her with it. Perhaps you think she spends too much time with German soldiers. Do you mind that she spends all her time with us?
Don't care.
Does it bother you that she sells her food to my men while the islanders starve? She's a parasite, don't you think? Would you like to see her go to jail?
She hasn't done anything.
What have I done? You stole my book. What have I done when you leant over me in the middle of the night to put those things on my face? Did you see me awake in fear? Did you laugh at me? Did my anguish amuse you?
No.
Why did you do that to me?
Don't
Why
know.
not one of the other men? We are always the enemy.
No, you're not.
We are always the same.
No. They all leave the lounge when you go in. None of them like you. They don't talk to you.
Then we have something in common, don't we? Forgive me, Estelle. But no one likes you very much either, do they? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? I know exactly what kind of woman you will grow up to be. Unloved. You are in your coffin. Give me back my book.
I threw it in the sea.
You're lying!
Mommy!
Damn you!
He said you were a parasite. He wants to shoot you and will leave jail.
Of course he doesn't. He's just making nasty, idle threats. Perhaps you'll go now.
I have not yet collected what I came for.
What's that?
My book!
I haven't got it.
Is that the truth?
Yes.
Then go to your room.
I must have this settled.
If she has it, you'll get it back. You have my word. Are you just here to terrorize my child, Major? Or is there something that I can do for you before you go?
Yes. You can help me with a problem that I'm having.
What's that?
I'm worried for Eugene. Worried that you have a Jew living under your roof, eating your food, spending time with your child.
Major?
She is bad influence. Why don't you throw her out?
She is my son's wife.
Why didn't she go back to England before the war? She must have known the danger.
She wanted to. I asked her to take Estelle and go to a cousin of mine in London. I had to stay here. I couldn't leave my house. When they got down to the harbour, it was all panic and mayhem. Estelle got afraid and ran away. And by the time Lillian caught up with her, the last boat had sailed.
So, it is the child's fault that the Jew is stranded here. Amazing, the devastation that innocence can cause. My problem is I have reviewed her papers. Not only is she registered as a Christian, her birthplace is listed as Guernsey. We know that not to be true. Can you explain?
Major, please, I beg you to stop this line of questioning.
I'm only after the truth.
Please just leave things be.
Why do you protect her so? It's obvious you don't like her.
How I feel about her is not the point. I've got my faults, God knows, but treachery is not one of them. I could not live with myself.
Oh, a matter of conscience.
Yes.
A civilized person can negotiate with conscience. One learns this in war. The conscience will collaborate.
I have gone down that path as far as I intend.
Yes. But it's a path that goes on forever. Eventually you can live with anything. Jean. I must turn her in.
Why?
All Jews must be registered.
What for?
For their own protection.
What is your name, Major? Your given name, your Christian name?
I have two. Neither are relevant.
Well, Major von Funtz, I know that you appreciate frank speech, so I'll be frank. I want to make a bargain with you.
What kind of bargain?
I will enter into any type of relationship with you that you want, as long as you do one thing for me. Leave my family alone.
Well, that is a very interesting bargain.
Yes,
What could you mean by it?
exactly what I said.
You will do anything I desire, as long as I leave your family at peace.
Yes.
Well, I am overcome. It is like Christmas and my birthday, all on the same day. Jean Lescal will do whatever I desire. But I can think of nothing.
I know that you accept honesty, so I'll be honest. You're lying. You can think of plenty.
True. But I don't think I like your bargain.
Why not?
It kind of ruins the spontaneity of our relationship, don't you think? Is this how you seduced Riker?
Captain Riker was a handsome man. Are you? Do you think that you would stand even the remotest chance with me if I didn't have some sort of ulterior motive?
None ever.
That's why. Why lie? We both know that I find you disgusting. I want to keep relations between us absolutely honest. You want me, and I want my family to live without the fear of harassment. Every prostitute has her price, and mine is peace of mind.
Well, your bargain is quite interesting. But I'm afraid I must turn it down.
No?
Don't demean yourself, Miss Burkett.
You impotent fool.
You're much like your daughter. You treat this wall like a game.
What does that mean?
You think you're invited. I have news for you, confidential.
You can keep it to yourself.
3 days ago, a launch of ours was lost at sea. It was carrying a young man from Berlin. This morning, when the wreckage was found, his body was not in it.
How sad.
This young man was headed to Alderney to view a new camp of ours. It's run by the Schutzstaffel.
What are they?
Hitler's brightest angels, the SS. This man was an officer.
What does that mean?
He was quite educated, an aristocrat. Studied at Oxford.
Sorry,
Spoke
Major.
English like a native.
I am very sorry, Major. I fail to see the relevance of all of this.
Perhaps there is none, Jean. What I'm saying is that the penalties for harboring information on him could be quite severe, if you had any. I'm worried for you. I'm placing a guard around the house.
Why on earth would you want to do that?
I was going to turn a blind eye to this. Look the other way. Anyone else I would have arrested already. I do this for you. 6 armed men.
Did it fit?
Yes. They're your husbands.
Yes.
German's so fluent I've been thinking it. I do other languages too, and music. I can hear phrases of it in my head. It's not the knowledge that's gone, it's my whole experience. I can't remember a single thing I've done, or a person I've loved. Nothing I can call mine, except the falling.
Falling?
He remembers falling.
Out of the sky?
I don't know.
Try and think about the plane.
Remember it. I can't explain it. It's more than just an image or memory in my mind. It's a thing. It consumes me.
Is it frightening?
No. It's frightening when I look in the mirror and don't recognize the face. It's as though I've been born this morning. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to be alive. What's that?
Are they still there?
It's hard to tell many in the dark.
What do they do? Searching the place or what?
Hanging around?
Go upstairs and ask your mum what's going on.
Lily, you've got to tell him. I know you said don't worry him with questions, but he needs to know they're there. He can help.
What can he possibly do?
Lily, he's got to prepare.
Prepare for what?
Are you alright?
Who's out there?
No one.
Don't lie.
Just some soldiers.
What soldiers?
Crowds.
What are they doing?
Come away from the window, they might see you.
Why shouldn't they see me? That man in the kitchen, they're the same. Same uniform.
Yes,
What are they doing?
they're guarding the house.
What for?
You mustn't trouble yourself with it.
He's got to trouble himself with it.
Are you connected with Germany in some way?
Pardon.
I mean, why are they German?
Gabriel, you're in occupied Europe. Guernsey's occupied.
I don't understand.
The crowds have taken over the island. They bombed St. Peter's Port and landed here in boats. Thousands of them. They forced us out of our house and they're making us learn German in schools. They march up and down the island all day and at night they go to town and watch films about Hitler. They put barbed wire in the sea and mines on the beaches.
Why?
Gabriel, do you not remember anything? We're at war. Are you alright? Gabriel, here, quick. What's the matter? Come on.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
What's he gonna do? Take him
No,
away
you're
from
supposed
here?
Get away, yourself. Shush. Gabriel.
Is he alright?
I don't know. This happened to him once before when I was watching him. The pain here. First I thought it was some sort of pressure building up. Maybe that's all it is. Oh,
Lily,
how are you?
I was falling.
Like before. Nothing else.
It takes hold of me.
Oh,
The speed. It hurt.
You mustn't do it again.
that's
There's another image.
what?
Snow.
Snow.
I'm standing in snow. Everything's white, and the dark sound it makes when it's deep. There's something behind me, like a fear. I'm wearing black.
Vergeet je stier, meine kleine deutsche Junge.
Danke, gut. Es geht mir gut.
Do you know who I am?
Mrs. Biquette,
And who are you?
I've been given the name Gabriel. I was born this morning.
Well, Gabriel, I never wanted another child in my house.
By that I mean, I don't know who I am. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. No one's blaming you, are they?
No.
So you've had plenty to eat and drink?
Yes. Thank you.
I can see Lillian's given you all of my son's favorite clothes.
That's all he left behind, and he's got to wear something, hasn't he?
You were naked when they found you. Did you know that? It's a shame, really. If you were clothed, we would have been able to identify you straight away. But as it was, we had to go by your features. And that can be so misleading, don't you think?
I'm sure.
Do you wear black in your dreams? Lillian? Does he know what danger he's put us in?
It's not his fault.
What have I done?
Nothing.
You would be dead if it wasn't for me and my family. We took you in. I've kept you here for 3 days against my will.
You said he could stay.
I didn't say that he could betray us.
He hasn't.
What have I done?
It's not his fault. He didn't know who the Major was. He can't remember the war.
Don't be absurd.
What war?
Of course he can remember the bloody war.
I need to know.
What kind of game are you playing?
Stop it, Mrs. Biquette. You'll make him ill again.
This is my house, Leah. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. So you really don't remember the war? I have to say I don't believe you. I have to say I don't trust you an inch. Without going into too much detail, the entire world has been at war for 3 years. That's everyone, everywhere. Ring any bells? Unless you've been living in a hermit's cave in the Antarctic, I don't see how you could have missed it. In Europe, there are the baddies. They are the Nazis, and they wear grey. We are the Allies, and we wear green.
So the man I met.
Was our enemy, yes. And now because we've been hiding you here, and because hiding you here is a very serious offense, he's going to come here like a cat chasing some mouse. He's going to torment us all day, and when he's done, we're all going to be arrested by him, me and my family. And then we're going to be raped by him, and then we're going to be shot!
I didn't know.
There was a German officer in my kitchen with a gun around his waist. Did you think it was a fancy dress?
We fooled him. Gabriel, we told him your name's Gabriel Escal and you come from Torteval, and you studied at Oxford, but now you work in your Uncle Bruce's vegetable farm.
What is it you want me to do, Mrs. Biquette?
Our punishment, Leafling, depends on who you are. Some fugitives are more sacred than others. Perhaps you are some silly drunkard who just hit his head on a rock. Tell me, Gabriel, who are you?
I don't know.
Are you a British pilot like my son Miles? Or are you a German?
I don't know.
The fact is the Major already knows who you are.
How?
He says that you are a shining SS officer who's washed off the boat on his way to Alderney. Do you know who they are? The SS? They're Hitler's elite, hand-chosen men. Lillian here especially lives in fear of them.
Why?
Shut up. They're the most transcendent of men. They're the first citizens of the New World. Sadly, their New World only exists by destroying the old. They regard most of us as subhuman, and the Jews, who they hate, as a plague.
That's enough!
I'm sorry, Lillian, believe me, I am. But this is one of Hitler's chosen few, one of his shining angels.
You made a mistake, no.
You were on your way to Alderney, to the concentration camps. Very few people know what goes on there, but we hear things. You say you don't know who you are? Maybe there's something that you're trying to blank out. What is it that you've done that you can't live with? It's possible that you are this man, right? I mean, it's possible.
Ja, mogelijk is das. Alles ist möglich.
I've had nightmares since they dragged you in. Since they dragged you in. You look like my son. Do you hear me? You look like my son.
I can't help that.
My son is dead. He's dead, isn't he? He's dead! Of course he is. I know this. I can feel it. Oh my God! I'm going to be sick.
Come on upstairs, I'll get you a bucket.
Oh my God.
Miles is dead. I feel it too if he was. He's not dead, I know it. Mommy's wrong, she's wrong about everything, and I know you're not that man. You came for me, didn't you?
What do you mean?
The night you came, I made a square of power, and everything that's happened has come out of it since. At first, I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but Lily must have found you at the exact moment. The exact moment I made my wish.
What wish?
I felt that I went with it down to the beach to help bring you back. It was my spirit power that saved your life. I made sure we laid you right on top of it and you survived. You took the power and went right through you, and I still didn't know it was you at the time, but I kept hoping all the time, and everything is new to you, and all you can remember is falling.
Estelle, this...
I love you. I love you, and I want you to know that I've already started to help. I decided the night you came, and I've been braver than ever in my life. I smashed his Hitler and stole his book to read his secrets and destroy his plans. He's spreading lies about you because he knows you're pure and good. He taught me what force was, Gabriel, and he knew he meant evil. All the while I was looking at him thinking evil, evil, evil.
Estelle, what is it you think I can do?
You've come to crush and destroy that. You've got to go make your own foods.
Come on, time for bed.
What is it?
The Major's book. I thought if you could speak German, you could probably read it too, and you might find something that will help you.
Help me do what?
Remember,
I see. Is that wise?
Gabriel.
I'm only sure of one thing, Lily. Gabriel is not my name. What do you think
About what?
about me? Who do you believe I am?
I believe the same as you.
And what's that?
That you don't know. No, I can't.
I'm sorry. You love your husband.
No. It's what to do with Miles. I don't love him. I thought I did when we were married, but it was false. It was false and I got stuck here. I want to tell you something.
What?
I'm a Jew.
What should that mean to me?
You tell me. What does it mean?
Is it that you have a religious objection to us? No.
The Jews on this island have gone. No one knows where. I knew two women. Police came, handed them over to the crowds, never seen again. The only reason that I am still here is because Mrs. Paquette protects me. We hear rumors about things in Europe. God help me.
Why have you told me?
I thought if you were one of them, I'd be able to tell.
Can you? Don't turn against me.
I'm not. I just need to know that you won't turn against me.
How could I? You're all I have.
Who are you?
This. I'm this.
Hey,
Margaret?
bloody little bitch wouldn't let me by. What's been going on up here?
I thought you were him.
Who?
Him.
What's been going on, Jean? Why are those lads out there?
Margaret, I desperately need a cup of tea.
Marvelous.
Where have you been? Oh,
Where you sent me. I walked back up here last night, found it covered in krauts. There was a lad I know, so I says, I live here, you've got to let me through. But he wouldn't. Didn't even tell me what was going on.
well, where did you go?
Home.
Oh,
Slept in the lounge. Mrs. Garrett gave me a blanket. What'd you do to yourself, Jean?
I just had a couple of drinks.
Ah, then you don't need tea.
Oh no, not one of those.
Why are the lads out there?
The Major saw the boy.
He saw the boy.
Yes, it was love at first sight. He started chanting in fluent German. Now Von Fuchs is convinced he's some missing Nazi.
Oh, he speaks German. Still doesn't remember himself.
me.
We shouldn't have brought the boy back, Jean.
I knew that.
Would have been kinder to let him die.
Why, what have you found out?
The truth.
Hello, Lillian.
How are you, Mrs. Piquet?
Just fine, never better, and you?
I think you should read this.
What is it?
The Major's book.
The Major's book? Where did you find it?
Estelle gave it to me.
Oh, I might have known. What's in it?
Stuff about
It's written
Poland.
in German.
Gabriel read it during the night.
What does it say?
Things he's seen in Poland.
What things?
They're killing Jews. On a scale you can't imagine. In huge places like factories, shipping trainloads of people into Poland and gassing them.
My God.
I've never read anything that made me ill before. Gabriel read it during the night. He thought I had to hear. It's true. I never thanked you much for sticking your neck out over me, Mrs. Piquet, but I am truly grateful.
Lillian, this is simply not true. Fonfons is crazy and he's making things up. Now please calm yourself. This is civilized Europe. Now, just tell me that there's something in this book that we can use. Anything that damns him, it damns him in any
The
way.
whole thing damns him.
Morning.
Gabriel, I need to know what's in this book.
She doesn't believe me.
Oh,
Could you read her something, please?
There has to be something about Fonfons. Anything that we can use against him.
I'll translate it for you. Abgegeben. Discarded. Like a field of corn or the sea, hair heaped high to the rafters, high as hay. The secret in this place is loud in the sunlight, dark in the silence, like a brown curl it clings. I tear it from me.
What does it mean?
What it says. He's seen a room filled with hair. He's written almost everything in poetic form, so it takes a while for the darkness of it to reach your heart.
Read another.
Die Unwählte, the unselected. The selector loves the dark, the mask and cloak it throws around his task. These shadowed wraiths pouring out of the wagon gates, a shamble of limbs unsteady, are creatures half-born to the spirit world already. Survive or be damned. They pass where the selector stands and it is done. A firmament of human eyes stare into the shadows that are his, yet he is calm at source. For the selector does not choose, his hand moves left and right, an independent thing, a tool not of his, but of the rule that thralls us, force. The unselected learn their fate, too late to curse him to his face, nor does he care to feel their soon annihilated hate. The selector cloaked in darkness stands as judges must when judgment is at hand.
Read the one about the child's shoe.
No, I've heard enough. He mustn't know that you've read it.
Gotta go, I'm gonna be sick.
To have seen such a place and to turn it into poetry. Before I read that, I didn't know anything, and now I don't want to know any more.
I must tell you something, boy.
What?
There's no easy way to say it, so I'll just say it. Last night I heard a story from Mrs. Garrett, a landlady with ears everywhere. She got it from a woman from St. Petersport, one of your wife's people.
You know who he is?
Your name ain't Gabriel, it's John Gilbert. You work in a bank translating for the crowds.
What?
You've been missing a couple of weeks and your family all feared you was dead.
What family?
This winter, you started getting this bad vision and pains in your eyes, turned into like fits. Nobody knew what was wrong with you. So they took you to the crop doctors, and the crop doctors ran all manner of tests and that, till one of them takes you aside and tells you there's something growing in your head that ain't right. Something growing in there, and he's very sorry, but there's nothing they can do for you.
My God.
Then you fall to pieces and run off. And the same day that Lillian finds you, 3 men see you down where they're building the tunnels. No shoes on, all besmirched and cut up on your legs. I reckon you've been hiding down there. And the last they seen you was running towards the beach, stumbling like you were blinded in the light.
Incredible.
I'm sorry, Molly. I thought you ought to know.
Do you know what this means, Margaret? We can't be prosecuted for hiding him. If he's just some island boy, what crime have we committed?
None.
None, right. I'm sorry, boy. This is sad news for you. Truly tragic. But at the risk of sounding callous, this is very good news for us. It's just one less thing, Margaret. One less thing. Margaret, come and help me with my hair.
I'm sorry.
Nothing you've said makes the slightest connection. It's just as foreign and just as possible as anything else I've heard. John Gilbert.
Well, like I said, I'm sorry.
There is one thing.
What?
I can see perfectly. I have no one.
Can you hear them too?
Who?
The men underneath.
You've got men underneath?
Yes.
What are they doing?
Building a labyrinth for the crowds. Will you make them stop?
What's this, Estelle?
No, it's me gathering power.
I see.
I wanted to get you a gun, but the crowds kept them all locked up. Daddy had one before the Great War, but he buried it and no one knows where. He had this in the trenches. Mummy says it was a wiggling rat, but I think it was for the crowds. Will it do?
What for?
For him, you just have to find your chance. I'll help all I can.
I don't need this, Estelle.
Why not?
I'm going to smite him with a thunderbolt.
Where is your mother? I want her now.
Why?
You know why? Explain. If you come to my house again, I will instruct my men to shoot. Never in my life have I known a little girl to be so ruthless. You're like an animal. Filthy, dirty animal.
Guten Morgen, Herr Major.
Helska. Sie sind meinem Haus versetzt.
Ich weiß, uns gekannt hat sie auch noch die Kleine.
I reckon she's sick. Forgot.
What's she done?
It's almost too embarrassing to say. She has urinated in my boot. These are my best boots, the finest in Munich. I was to wear them on my special day with Miss Paquette. You can imagine my disgust. Your flu is better?
Yes. And
You had good rest last night.
not really. I couldn't sleep.
I sent my men to watch over you.
It wasn't your men that kept me awake. I was reading
Good book?
poetry.
Ah. You are a lover of poetry.
It fascinates me.
It is the treasure of England.
Yes.
I grew up with Keats and Donne. I dabble a little myself.
You write poetry.
Yes, I'm hoping one day to be published.
Oh,
Does it surprise you that I write?
a little. Yes.
Poetry is the voice of truth. Truth is found in extremities. A soldier lives in extremities. A soldier lives in the mouth of death.
But surely not all soldiers see the truth, even when they're staring right at it.
I quite agree. But you see, the soul of a poet knows the truth. Sometimes this soul is trapped in a soldier's life. It is the poet that is able to unravel the chaos that he is in, to make it something pure. The poet sees everything. You see, the poet believes that only when we struggle on a greater scale do we know what it's like to be alive, that we are more than a machine. You know all of this. You went to Oxford.
What do you mean by the greater truth?
me such a thing before breakfast. I mean an honesty so pure that it hurts us. A superior beam of light, where everything is clear. But such a state is only possible within a dream. Search is poetry. To choose to look into the face hardest, that is where you find purity.
I see.
I think that this is a moment that only comes to us in death.
You see death as the greater truth.
There's a fuel of purity, yes, I know it's cliché.
So purity can be absolute darkness as well as absolute light.
Yes.
How would you define evil?
Are you playing a cricket match later today?
No. These are my clothes.
Major, I thought I heard your voice. Sorry to have kept you waiting. I was just putting the finishing touches on my hair. What's that?
That is my boot.
What is it doing in my kitchen?
It is the victim of an outrage.
I'm sorry?
Your daughter has emptied her bladder here.
She has done nothing of the sort.
I will show you. There. That is the evidence. These are waterproof. I stuck my foot right in. I was revolted.
How dare you suggest that Estelle would do something like this?
I demand that this be cleaned.
One of your pig soldiers did this. Make them clean it up.
Madam, this has gone on long enough. Your daughter will clean this boot in front of me while I watch, or I will instruct my men to shoot all trespassers. Then we will see if she can haunt us.
Over my dead body.
I have had enough!
Are you threatening her life? You need to remember where you are. Perhaps you are in the habit of shooting children, but this is civilized. This is a civilized island. I take full responsibility for Estelle. Why don't you take me out and shoot me? Better yet, why don't you take us all out to be shot? Take whoever you want and go. You're disgusting.
This was a mistake. It's a figure of speech. You know, I say these things. I say you do this or you do that or I will shoot you. I don't mean them. It's a language barrier. It's a problem. Let's go to the ruins today. I've ordered us a picnic.
Am I under arrest?
No,
Is anyone here under arrest?
this was a mistake.
Then go! What have I done? I meant to appease them. I buffered it up.
Oh, he's doing something.
Lining up a bloody firing squad.
No, he's talking to them. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know.
Mrs. Beckett, I was speaking to him about the greater truth.
I beg your pardon?
The greater truth. I think he's a soul sunk into darkness.
Thank you, Gabriel, for that very useful fact.
Oh, they're going. He's told them to go.
He's written a poem about you in his book.
What poem?
He says that you see him for what he is. He says
Oh,
that
he's coming back. I'll lock him out.
he's your grossati.
What does that mean?
It means magnificent.
Marvelous. Margaret, let him in.
May I speak with Miss Paquette, please?
Margaret, ask him the nature of the call.
Miss Paquette, I've sent my men away. They're not needed here any longer, but you must let me in.
Let him in, Margaret.
I know why your child hates me. It is your island I occupy, your house I live in. I'm the enemy. All of these reasons are why she hates me. I must understand that children see things differently. I'm sorry for everything that I've said. I do like her. She is brave. Please, I've sent my men away. I'm not disgusting.
Major, come in.
If I were my own master, children would not hate me. I long to be her friend, really.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Would you like a cup of tea? Margaret, perhaps you could put on a pot? This is so much more civilized, isn't it? Unpleasantness is so hard in the morning to start your day before breakfast.
When I woke to see my boot, I lost interest in eggs.
Oh, how tragic. We must feed you. Margaret! Gabriel, can you please put this food outside? It's so unsightly.
Jean, I have reconsidered your bargain. I want no more nightmares between us. I wish that you and I...
Say no more.
Look, I know that this is very hard, but I must talk to you about your daughter-in-law.
No.
Jean, she must be registered. Then I can take her away. I know you want her to live somewhere else. I can help you.
No.
Let's register her, and then I can take her away.
No.
Here she comes. See how she clings to the child? This is bad influence.
Major, Stella's something she wants to say to you.
Well?
I'm sorry for taking your book.
Would have been tragedy to lose it.
Estelle, you have lied to me and you have lied to the Major. What have you got to say for yourself?
Nothing.
Why did you take it?
I wanted to give it to someone.
What am I going to do with you? I should lock you in the tunnels. Then you would know what it's like to be haunted.
Breakfast.
Estelle, shake my hand. I long for us to be friends. Now, give me a kiss. There. How was that?
Mummy,
Make friends and stuff.
I'm hoping that our travels take us to Torteville today.
Why?
I'm longing to meet your family.
Me too.
What do
I
you
can't imagine what they're like.
What do you mean?
I have a confession to make. You see,
Mrs.
only
Beckert hat mir Schutz geboten.
Wie bitter.
Ich bin nicht ihr Neffe. Vor 4 Nächten bin ich an den Strand des Gaspar worden. Lilly hat mich gefunden und hierher gebracht. Diese Familie hat mein Leben gerettet. Ich war bewusstlos bis gestern und als Erwachsener hatte ich alle Erinnerungen über mich selbst verloren.
Nein.
Meine gesamte Erinnerung ist mir völlig entschwunden. Selbst mein eigenes Spiegelbild hat mir Angst gemacht. Die Nebel haben sich zwar ein wenig gelüftet, aber trotzdem konnte ich mich gestern, allerdings nicht über den Krieg.
Gabriel, what has he said?
Stellen Sie sich nur vor, als ich herunterkam und sie traf, hatte ich keine Ahnung, was sie waren.
Mein uniform.
Perhaps you could speak in English.
Today, things are much better. I know all about the war, and I know exactly who you are.
This is unbelievable.
What has he said?
He is a lost man.
I was found naked, carrying no identification, nothing. They just took me in.
Who are you, my friend?
My past is 1 day old. I don't know if I'm the same man I was, or if this has changed me into someone else entirely. There's no answer to your question. I don't know who I am.
This is outrageous.
It would be. But you see, only this morning we...
Die denken, dass ich ein übergeschnappter Bankangestellter bin, der auf Barrikaden gegangen ist.
Please speak in English.
What did you say?
They think I'm a bank clerk who's gone on some kind of rampage.
Oh, bank clerk?
Did you tell him this?
It's the truth. His name's John Gilbert.
He went missing from St. Peter's Fortress a few days ago.
Does he speak fluent German?
He works translating for your lot.
Apparently, I'm a dying man, Major. I've been given a death sentence.
Allow me to explain.
They say I have a thing on my brain, a tumor, I suppose. The reason I can remember nothing. I'm dying.
This is outrageous.
How could you tell him this? He's no more a bank clerk than I am.
trying to protect him.
She's only telling me what she thinks I want to hear. The only thing I've heard from this lady is lies!
Fingers.
I know what for.
You told him!
No.
Lillian,
Miss Paquette told me.
Lillian, he deceived me!
Your heart was speaking to mine.
Lillian, he tricked me. You have to believe me. Lillian, he's been holding it over me for days. I've been never Mrs. Paquette!
You should be proud of your race. Stay who you are!
My face is Paquette, my hair, and a roomful of hair, my dress of pie with millions of others, and the rest of me discarded. That's the truth, isn't it, Theodore Walton?
She has read my book.
Like it is.
I read it to her last night.
Why?
I thought she ought to hear. This morning, I read some pages to Mrs. Paquette and Mrs. Lake. I think it's fair to say that they found it obscene.
This is sacrilege what you've done.
No.
It's my work, my poems. You don't understand.
Yes, I do. I asked you to define evil, and you couldn't.
Because there is no evil, only force. My words make this clear. There is no evil!
You're too steeped in it to see it.
Gabriel, please. Stay away from him.
What's happening? Why did she do this?
We tried to tell you he's brain sick and he's dying.
She good and Hamilton. Get my men. They will get the doctor.
Leave him where he is.
You don't tell me what to do, little girl. I know many first aid facts.
Don't take me away. Don't take me away. You have to take me screaming, screaming.
What have you done? Lillian, go to the village and get his men. He needs help.
No.
Oh, would you rather have him bleed to death?
I'm
You
not.
never still take the blame.
I'm not helping him.
Margaret!
I'll go. Are you sure this is what you want?
Margaret! Don't tell him who's done this. Just say that there's been an accident.
Keep him talking if you want him to live, and keep that cloth on the board. And Jean, I'm not running.
I tried to tell you to leave my family alone, but you wouldn't listen. This never would have happened.
You're coming to finish me off?
Lillian, don't. This is my house, and you do it.
It's easy to kill. You'll see. And then you'll be just like me. You see? We are not as brave as a 12-year-old child. This has killed me.
Pull yourself together.
Not the knife. This dance of scorpions that you and I do.
What do you mean?
I have learned to live with everything. But I can't live with this wretched pain. I have felt it since the day that I met you. It has torn me apart. I cannot live with this wretched pain.
Don't.
I must tell you everything.
I won't listen.
My desire is to be loved by you. I will protect your child. I will say that the Jew stabbed me.
No. Say that he did it.
No, I can't.
If you love me, you...
I love you, so I will save your child. The Jews shall take the blame. It's true. In Poland, I have seen things that would make you... I saw the fall. All the bodies underneath. It's true. I thought it was hot springs. They make fertilizer from the bones. I think to myself, is this the greater good? And I write in my book, I do this for the children of the future, that they will thank me for a pure Europe. And then, all the cruelty, it becomes clear. I blind myself. I shed my blood for their mire, for their future is like a dream, a pure Europe.
He stabbed you.
No,
He
see a river, a great river, sun on it, the noise, everything. It was familiar.
That old Tenny Rose and Guernsey. You went into a frenzy and you stabbed him.
No.
I saw you.
Estelle.
She's been in her room all night. The major came here to arrest you. You resisted. You stole my knife off of the table and you plunged it into him twice. I tried to save him.
Is that the truth?
Yes,
I don't remember.
you don't need to.
Dead. So, I killed him. And that is the sum of my life.
You look like my son.
Your daughter believes in angels.
Do you want them to find you here? Let go.
Will you tell Lily?
Of course I will.
I can't find words. Which way to the beach?
Just on the hill.
I don't know who I am.
Gabriel is gone.
I'll figure it.
What have we done?
You killed him.
Gabriel,
I knew you were crazy.
down to the beach.
Who are you teased for, John?